If you thought being an Uber driver was an unsafe job, oh boy, you don't want to work for Amazon.
Xbox, Twitter, Uber,
Postmates,
Netflix, MoviePass,
Google,
eBay,
DoorDash,
Apple, Amazon, Airbnb,
The Apptrepreneur. Hey everyone, this is Kevin the Apptrepreneur. If this is your first time here, please do me a favor. Click that subscribe button, ring that bell if you happen to like these videos and want to see more like it, and that's if you enjoy the content. If you don't like the content, well, then you know what? Thumbs down, leave a snarky comment, move on. I mean, we're not for everyone, right? But in this channel, we talk about Uber, Lyft, Netflix, Amazon, Disney Plus, all these various topics, and so you might enjoy at least something. Now, today we're talking about Amazon, and we're talking about Amazon on the day of Black Friday and on the eve of Cyber Monday. Okay, really, it's a couple days because, you know, the eve is... Well, anyway, bottom line, Black Friday has not quite been the same since Amazon entered the scene, and they did so in a big way. I mean, granted, it took Amazon several years, but eventually more and more people, my dad being one of those people, by the way, at one point decided, you know what? We're tired of the traffic, we're tired of the crowds, we're tired of the pushy salespeople, we're tired with the return lines, we're just going to shop online. And here's the thing, I understand. I do. It's way more convenient. That's why people do it. And yet, the more years go on and the bigger Amazon gets, the more it comes to light how evil they are, how they treat their employees, how they are ruthless. And here's the thing. This is not a secret. It's actually an open secret. Most people don't even want to believe it. Whenever you read like a news report, it's like Amazon does this to its workers. People are like, gosh, that's a smear campaign. But nope, it's not. In fact, according to Amazon's own numbers, there are staggering injury rates at the Staten Island warehouse. And it's going to even get worse this video. So here's the thing. Since opening in September 2018, Amazon's massive fulfillment center on New York's Staten Island has garnered a reputation as grueling and unsafe, even among a logistics network broadly criticized as such. Now, leaked company documents reveal that injury rates at the warehouse known as JFK8 are over 3 times the industry average. What's unclear is if these numbers are at all anomalous compared to Amazon's other facilities. Quote, when you crunch these basic numbers from Amazon's own submission, it's staggering, Frank Curl, a staff lawyer with nonprofit Make the Road, told Gizmodo. They have higher rates of injuries, and the injuries themselves are incredibly severe compared to the national average, compared to the national warehouse average, and compared to the industries that are known for being very dangerous, like solid waste collection. Policing. Amazon knows it has an injury crisis going on the JFK8 facility. You are right. They are fully aware of that. They just do not care. They do not care. You want to know how I know they do not care? Because I have been on the end of Amazon's indifference. How many Amazon seller accounts do I have to reopen because someone does a flimsy, they don't like the color of this shirt, and so they send an AZ claim and they deactivate me. And they suspend me forever. Livelihood gone. At least during one point in my life, that was my whole livelihood. Amazon third-party sellers. I was making about $200 a day. I'd probably still be making that, but hey, one Christmas, I decided to sell some iPads, and people didn't like the colors, or they thought they'd be bigger. They filed A to Z claims rather than send them back the way you're supposed to, and Amazon kicked me off because I was being a fraudulent seller. Yeah, and and by the way, I also know people, none recently, but you know, I have known people that have signed up to work for Amazon Flex in a more official capacity who were doing great jobs, and then all of a sudden, boom, they are suspended for some complaint, some violation they are unaware they have done, and they send them home, no explanation, and they never get their job back. This company sucks. It absolutely sucks. And here's the thing. So where's the source of this data? Let's look at that. The source of this data is the benign sounding Occupational Safety and Health Administration, which is OSHA. And by the way, side note, I am very familiar with OSHA. 300 and 300A forms. The former is filled out and submitted by management and anytime injuries of a certain severity occur, while the latter aggregates all incidents and is reported at the end of each year. Beyond giving OSHA a bird's eye view of national and industry trends, quote, it also is a way that businesses are able to track their own data to see what problems they have in their facility so they can fulfill their duty under law protected by workforce from injuries. Plugging the information contained in the forms into OSHA's own incident rate calculator, JFK8 scored a whopping 15.19 in 2018. For contrast, in 2018, sawmills scored a 6.1, steel foundries 10.2. It's more dangerous to ship Star Wars The Last Jedi on DVD than it is to work at a steel foundry. Who'd have thought, and this isn't an isolated incident, because according to The Atlantic, ruthless quotas at Amazon are maiming employees. This holiday season, Amazon will move millions of packages at dizzying speeds. Internal injury reports suggest all that convenience is coming at the expense of worker safety. Yes, it is, and yes, it has been a problem for years. So, when Candace Dixon showed up for her first day of work at an Amazon warehouse in Eastvale, California, she stepped into a wonder of automation, efficiency, and speed. Inside the sprawling 4-story building in Southern California's Island Empire, hundreds of squat orange robots whizzed across the floor carrying tall yellow racks. As a stower, her job was to stand in a spot on the floor like hundreds of others in that million-square-foot warehouses and fill an unending parade of merchandise racks. Another worker, known as a water spider, would bring her boxes upon boxes of goods, jars of protein powder, inflatable unicorn pool floats, laptops, makeup, Himalayan sea salt, vibrators, plastic toy cars. She'd grab each item out of a box, scan it, lift it onto the rack, and scan it in its new location. She used a step ladder to put things on top of the rack. For heavy items, she remembers the cases of pet food in particular. She'd have to squat down to hoist them in, then pop back up to grab the next item. As soon as she'd fill the rack, she'd press a button and one robot would zip it away while another robot would bring a new one to fill. Doesn't sound too hard, but trust me, it is. The moment an Amazon customer clicked place their order, a robot would haul one of those racks to a picker who would grab the right item for the order and send it on a series of long conveyors to a packer who would stuff it into one of those familiar selling cardboard boxes. The clock was always ticking on Amazon's promised delivery time. Dixon had to scan a new item every 11 seconds to hit her quota. Now again, this doesn't sound like it's that difficult, but it is. I would say when I worked at retail and had to get items, it would take 30 seconds to do this stuff. And Amazon always knew when she didn't hit the quota. Dixon's scan rate, more than 300 items an hour, thousands of individual products a day, was being tracked constantly, the data flowing to managers in real time, then crunched by a proprietary software system called Adapt. She knew, like the thousands of other workers there, that if she didn't hit her target speed, she would be written up, and if she didn't improve, she eventually would be fired. This is inhumane. These are humans. They are not robots. They cannot work at this speed. So here's the thing. Amazon's cutting-edge technology, unrelenting surveillance, and constant disciplinary write-ups pushed the Eastville workers so hard that in the last holiday season, they hit a coveted target. They got 1 million packages out the door in 24 hours. Amazon handed out t-shirts celebrating their introduction to the 1 million unit club. It kind of reminds me, it's almost a step up from when Uber sends you a congratulatory email saying, congratulations, you have hit this many rides. Not going to give you anything substantial, but thank you nonetheless. By the way, this is her. But Dixon, 54, wasn't around for that. She started the job in April 2018, and within 2 months or nearly 100,000 items, the lifting had destroyed her back. An Amazon-approved doctor said she had bulging discs and diagnosed her with a back sprain, joint inflammation, and chronic pain, determining that her injuries were 100% due to her job. She could no longer work at Amazon. Today, she can barely climb stairs, walking her dog, doing the dishes, getting out of her chair. Everything is painful. According to her medical records, her condition is unlikely to improve. So this holiday shopping season, as Amazon's ferocious speed is on full display, Dixon is at a standstill. She told Reveal in mid-October that her workers' compensation settlement was about to run out. Once she was struggling to land a new job and worried she'd lose her home. I'm still too young to feel like I'm 90 years old, she said. And I don't even know how I'm going to make it the next couple months. Now, this is a long article, and this details story after story. We will link this below. This is definitely worth doing. By the way, this is a great illustration. Like, the boxes just taunt you after a while. Like, this is an insane story. This is not, like, when was this? This was, like, November 25th. So here's the thing. We had this Gizmodo article. They're talking about one store. And this is worth noting because, again, this is information from OSHA. And yet, this is a problem that is everywhere. And by the way, Amazon this year introduced same-day delivery. Do you honestly think the conditions are going to get any better for these people? No, they are not. For God's sakes, people, go to the damn store. But that brings up the next question. Because believe it or not, there is a new anti-Amazon movement. I will be proud to say that I was on that train long before this happened. But the question is, will Black Friday shoppers care, even if this is gaining steam? And I think, no, they probably won't. I'm going to share like a little story. I have a friend named Daniel. He's a vegan. And me and him have talked about veganism a lot recently. And I'm probably never going to become a vegan. Although he is very happy that I have cut down significantly on like the fast food and the sodas and drink more water and greens. And am on track, hopefully, to be 180 pounds by April. That's the goal. 180 pounds by April, May. And I was telling him about Amazon, about the working conditions, about the people. I have personally been slighted by Amazon. I know friends who've been slighted by Amazon. Amazon is always great from a consumer point of view, but it's never good from an employee or even a partner point of view. And I tell him one of the reasons I don't shop Amazon is because I can't do it. I cannot contribute to these problems. And he pointed out, like, yeah, that's kind of with me and veganism. I mean, when I started finding out how food was made, it made it very difficult to continue to eat meat and pretend I wasn't part of the problem or to pretend like this wasn't happening. So that's kind of where I am right now with Amazon. I might not ever be a vegan, but I will definitely be an anti-Amazon person forever because there's no way I can buy from Amazon and pretend like I don't contribute to these problems. But will shoppers care? Let's look. The biggest shopping season of the year is upon us, and just in time, a new anti-Amazon initiative has revved up. As first reported in the New York Times, the coalition Athena launched Tuesday. It comprises more than 30 grassroots groups that represent everyone from digital activists to media types to warehouse workers, all united to take on the 800-pound gorilla that is the world's largest retailer. Athena says its goals are to prevent worker abuse and shield their communities from Amazon's detrimental effects. But this is Amazon. Amazon offers prime shipping. You know, I'm going to pause and comment on that for a second because, you know what, I talk to people at church and have explained why it is actually a very un-Christian thing to do to buy from Amazon, and their response is usually, but I get free shipping because I'm a Prime member. Who cares? Screw your free shipping. Hey, tell me what, free shipping, is your free shipping, that $3 you're going to save, is that worth her having back pains for the rest of her life? That's what I'd like to know. So anyway, which 48% of Americans have, and Americans love nothing more than easy consumerism. We're also facing down the beginning of the 2019 holiday shopping season. According to Bloomberg, Americans spent $7.9 billion online on Cyber Monday last year, with Amazon reaping much of the profits. The New York Times reported the company's projected sales for 2019 will be somewhere around $238 billion. Wow. In the meantime, Amazon paid $0 in federal income on an $11 billion profit in 2018. Of course they did. Yeah, so here's the thing. We can take a guess as to what's going to win the battle of capitalism versus grassroots pro-worker initiatives in 2019 America, especially come Black Friday. But activists speaking to Digital Trends said that the timing of the launch isn't what matters. They'll be here far beyond Black Friday and Cyber Monday to try and change the culture around Amazon. Dania Rajendra, the director of Athena, told Digital Trends that she hopes the December holidays will actually drive home the point that the coalition is trying to make. Quote, "I'm still going to buy presents," she said. "The holidays are a time when we reflect, as well as make sure that we're expressing our affection for one another with stuff." That's cool too. I think people can be about both. Yeah, I agree. Gift giving is my love language. I'm not much of a hugger. I'm actually not even very nice sometimes, to be perfectly honest. But I love giving gifts. That is the way a well thought out gift. I never get gift cards except in very rare occasions because I want the gift to mean something to that person that I'm giving it to. So you can be a consumer of this stuff and still care. And I will make sure to not buy this from stuff from Amazon. So let's see here. Here's the thing. These are pretty large articles, and you can see we have like a bunch of pictures here. And it highlights things like Amazon comes to communities with promises of job creation. Most of those jobs suck, as we just went over. And boycotts are not necessarily going to be for here, said Wilson, and Amazon has too much money to be taken on financially. She pointed at Amazon spending $1.5 million in an attempt to influence a recent Seattle City Council election, an unprecedented amount of money that for that type of campaign. I did make a video about that, and I kind of decided not to share it because that got too political, and I don't want to be polarizing in politics if I can help it. But yeah, they tried to buy an election. So my assumption is, unfortunately, Amazon isn't going to be hurt by these at all. These reports, this woman's story, unfortunately, nobody cares. No one who buys stuff cares anyway. They will continue to buy. And there's a reason I wanted to put this video up on Black Friday. I'm actually recording this on Tuesday because I want people to really think about where they're buying their stuff. There are plenty of places that you can buy stuff from. Now, it's true. Walmart, Target, Best Buy, Fry's, they all have issues with employers, or employees, I should say. Employees get a bad rap at all these places. I agree, and it's wrong. But Amazon's just a little bit worse about it, and just like, I just don't want the excuse to be, well, Walmart doesn't pay their employees very well either. Like, yeah, you know what? People who work at Walmart for 2 years aren't having irreversible back problems. Okay? There's a difference here. Amazon is causing real harm to the communities. Not only, if you are a third-party seller, are you constantly at the mercy of their stupid ODR thing. Not only, if you are an Amazon Flex driver, are you at the mercy of some random complaint, more so than you are with Uber, but when you buy from Amazon, that is money that is not going into your local community. And it is being spent so that people in a warehouse can work extra hard and pretty much kill themselves to deliver your package in 24 hours. It's not worth it. It really isn't. But I'm going to leave that for you to decide. Personally, won't be shopping on Amazon. Just will not be doing it. The only thing I keep Amazon around for is I keep an Amazon wishlist around because that by far is the most practical way to let people know what I want for Christmas and my birthday, which is in like a week and a half for the record, but you know, whatever. But I always tell people not to buy these things on Amazon. Anyway, that's where we're going to leave it. What do you folks think? Does this change your mind about Amazon at all? Like, what do you feel about the company now? I would like to know. So comment below, like, favorite, share, subscribe. If you enjoy my videos, consider becoming a Patreon member. It's totally optional, of course, but even as little as $1 a month goes a long way to helping the channel run smoothly, and you get access to my Patreon's exclusive blog. Also, if gas prices are getting just a little down, check out the GetUpside app below. It's totally free, but you get cash back on every gas purchase. If you want more content from me, check out Kevin P. Rodriguez, the Apptrepreneur Vlogs, and Autograph Hound. And finally, if you want to talk to me or other fellow people who hate Amazon, I guess, check us out at the Apptrepreneur Hangouts on Facebook. And as always, blame responsibly. Have a good one.